Welcome to the Generation X-Wing podcast, a modern look at a retro lifestyle. My name is Rob Williams, and I'm here with
Jamie Palerider,
as well as
Steve 3.
Hose knows he's running a little bit behind. He will join us. He'll be fashionably late. Just like, look at this place here. It looks so fashionable.
He is pretty fashionable.
Yes. But look at the background.
Our backdrop's fashionable. Looks very green with a pale green.
It looks like it could double as a tent as well as a tunic.
Where are the toggles?
The toggles are behind us here. So they're wooden. They're wooden. I'm so excited today, guys. I'm talking about a movie that I've enjoyed over a long period of time, despite it not being a Gen X movie. Some people I hear complain about that sort of thing, but we're going to be talking about A Knight's Tale from 2001. And before we start talking about the movie, I do want to say hello to everybody in the live chat here. Of course, we have Tony. Hello, Tony. Let's go. This is going to be an interesting one. I really enjoyed this film when it first came out. Yeah, me too. Me too.
You're not Ron.
Tony,
why'd you change your name?
I think this is a StreamYard
thing. If you're changed, Tony.
I think StreamYard is changing everyone's usernames. If you remember, a certain person had a totally different name the other night or the other day.
Like that was extremely different.
It's back to Peachy Chris now.
It is back.
Yeah.
Well, here's Peachy Chris right now.
Exactly.
Good evening, fellow youth. Yes. VJBB.
Just a single youth?
Ute. It's pronounced Ute.
Did you say Ute?
And who the fuck is young here? I mean, just what?
And we have VJ Ute at heart, which does count. I totally agree.
Totally counts. That.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't have a heart.
Youth at the empty cavity in your chest.
Yeah. The ice chest.
Yeah.
It grew 3 sizes that day. So we are talking, like I said, Jose will join us soon. He's just he's doing some things, getting stuff done. But we will be talking about one of my favorite movies. I forgot how much I love this movie until I rewatched it again, and I was a blubbering mess at the end. And it's such a feel-good movie, Knight's Tale. I will just give you a quick synopsis of the movie before we get into it. Knight's Tale, 2001, directed by Brian Helgeland, I want to pronounce it right, who did another fun movie. Oh my God, Not Ransom.
That wasn't fun.
No, that was not fun at all. Remember when the kid was taken?
No, serious business. Yeah, super lighthearted affair.
Yeah,
the other Mel Gibson one. He just did. Oh crap, I can't remember.
Braveheart.
Yeah, it's not
another lighthearted.
Patriot.
Oh, he did Patriot. I think he did Patriot for sure.
Also, not very lighthearted.
I was being a smartass.
Yeah. Anyways, so the movie stars Heath Ledger, Paul Bettany, Rufus Sewell, and Shannon Sussman, to just name a few.
How dare you not include Alan Tudyk?
Oh, dude, we're gonna get into this. Is like,
dude.
Yeah, this is like a
Mark
real.
Addy? Mark Addy?
Oh,
yeah,
we're getting into it. Oh my gosh, yeah. So, plot summary: William Thatcher, a peasant with dreams of knighthood, seizes the chance to compete in jousting tournaments after his master died. Smelling like shite. Disguised as the knight Sir Ulrich of Liechtenstein, he rises to the ranks with the help of his loyal friends. Roland, starring Mark Addy, a practical and caring companion. Watt, starring Alan the Man Tudyk, the fiery muscle who will thong you if you step out of line.
What?
Kate,
is fonging like fracking?
It must be. Yeah.
We'll talk about thong.
If you listen to the context of it.
I will talk about Fong. It's an actual word. Kate, as Laura Fisher as Kate, a skilled blacksmith who crafts William armor, and Geoffrey Chaucer, starring Paul Bettany, a witty writer who forges William's noble identity. With the help of his friends, William sets out to win Jocelyn's heart, defeat the ruthless Count Adhemar, and fight for the right to be a knight, all while proving that a man can truly change his stars. All right. You guys always set up the story really well, and it's becoming a challenge for me to have to write a synopsis.
It worked, Rob. It worked.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's good.
So, first of all, we have to get into the actors of this movie. This, for me, was
stacked.
It was stacked, and it was stacked with people who I met for the very first time in movies. Alan Tudyk, I'd never seen Bettany before. At least not aware of, and this is my first exposure to him.
Literally.
Well, no, he's done some other movies. Well, yeah.
No,
Twice. We saw them cheeks.
I saw his ding dong.
I saw the
You saw Ding
the
Dong?
milk,
I didn't see
saw the
Ding
milk
Dong.
and the cookies.
You saw the
did.
twins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not see the.
Even Ali said to me, "You can see the back of his penis."
I did not see that. Fun fact: the scene where he's in the second time we see him trousers off was his very first scene filmed, and it was a closed set surrounded by many people. He dared to observe the moment. It was like as it was a joke. It was a closed set in an arena. So yeah, it was. And he had to be talked. Him and the director know each other very well, and he wrote it just for him. And he had to talk him into doing it.
Is that what he calls his ding dong? The moment?
The moment. Well,
yeah. We're here to observe the moment.
That's actually poetic.
It's Chaucer.
It's Geoffrey Chaucer. Of course he would have a poetic name for his ding dong.
The moment. My dishwasher's excited. You can hear it beeping in the back.
Yeah.
So that's a quick little. I got a lot of stories about this movie, but I wanted to ask you guys: were you guys familiar with Alan Tudyk or Bettany at this time?
Was it before or after Dodgeball?
This is before, I believe.
Or
yes, definitely before.
Firefly.
Definitely.
When did Firefly?
Before Firefly.
Is it before Firefly?
I would say it's before.
Oh.
I'm gonna double check on that one, but I'm almost positive it's before.
Yeah, those are the only two things I could think of that he was in that might have been before, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah. What about you, Steve?
No, but in that case, no. But unfortunately for Alan Tudyk, in this movie, I can see nothing and hear nothing but Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball. That's all the way through this movie, I was going, "Gar, gar, Steve,
Pirate."
Yeah. This was 3 years before Dodgeball, 4 years before Serenity.
Oh,
Firefly.
You also heard me shouting about her recognition of the back of a penis.
Hang on. If Serenity's
is a movie that came out years after Firefly.
Yeah, Firefly came in 2002. So
okay.
Yeah, so just after that, Arrested Development. I forgot he was in there. Yeah, so God, I love Alan Tudyk. He's one of my favorites now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Just watching him in this, and actually, I wanted to ask you, Steve. This is one of the first questions. How was his accent?
Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball.
So cartoonish.
It was a little bit. I mean, I think he was trying to be like an old East End Londoner.
Mm-hmm.
Oi, governor! That sort of stuff.
My phrasing would be on a scale of Dick Van Dyke to Queen Elizabeth II. How was his accent?
Oh yeah, somewhere in the middle.
It was like Dick Van Dyke.
Because it was piratey, man. It was very piratey, and you could see he was trying to do what he was trying to do. But hey, they all gave it a royal good try.
Yeah. Peachy Chris says Alan Tudyk is a delight.
And
Absolutely.
he went to Juilliard.
Yeah, and this is no shunning of Alan Tudyk. He is an awesome person. But...
Yeah, exactly. Hello, Ali, who's in the chat, as well
Ali.
as Pedram. Hello, Pedram. This is so tough, not gonna lie. So I don't know if it's a tough watch. If I'm a tough watch, could be both. Who knows?
You're tough.
Yeah,
Rob.
Yeah, it's. I'm a badass. But moving on here. Paul Bettany. Did you guys ever know Paul Bettany before this as well?
Probably not.
I actually forgot he was in this. And it was a surprise to remember he was in this. So it's not one I watch all the time, and I forgot I knew Tudyk was in it, and Heath Ledger, and I forgot totally about Tudyk.
He was in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in 2000, and Gangster Number 1. Some other ones that I've never heard of. Other people smarter in movies probably have heard of it, but this was my first experience with him, and I freaking loved him. I thought he was just amazing in this movie.
Didn't we do Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
We did.
I believe we did. Yeah,
that might have been the movie that you guys gave me shit about for not being of the 80s or 90s.
Different Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. This is starring Skarsgård and Chris Penn.
See, I couldn't even think of an original name.
Yeah, I didn't even remember. I didn't remember Paul Bettany and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Alan Tudyk.
So, do you remember the first time you saw this movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I saw this in the theater.
You saw it in theater?
Yeah, I vividly remember seeing in the theater because of we had such a good time watching it, and that was mostly because of Paul Bettany. I remember really vividly, for some reason, just Paul Bettany's intros just absolutely destroying my friend and I. We would be crying, we would be laughing so hard. Just his intros were amazing. God,
Incredible.
he steals the show
Yeah.
in goddamn near every scene he's in.
It's so powerful and so funny. Yeah.
He's
high quality
hilarious.
stuff. How about you, Steve? When do you remember seeing this movie?
It wasn't at the cinema. I remember that much. It would have been on a rental. And I only saw it because it had so much hype about it, about the music. It was all about the score and the music they used and the way they combined the amazing visuals and live action of jousting into a rock opera type thing in the medieval ways. So that's why I watched it, is because they had the opening with Queen, man. It doesn't get much better than that.
What did I miss?
The king has arrived. Hose Nose. Hello, Hose Nose.
Hello,
How you
I'm
doing?
sorry. I'm all right. I'm sorry for the tardy entrance.
Don't be. We've been kind of vamping till you get here. Now we can actually start the show.
Well, game on.
I don't know if you know what vamping means. We fully got into discussing the movie.
I know. I
Rob.
was just being
Yeah.
polite. So I was just being
I
polite.
don't know what
But we can
that
find
is.
out when Steve's first time of watching it was.
Yeah. Do you remember when you first saw this, Steve?
I saw this in the theater.
You too, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
What was
I
your
remember going
impressions
to
while you're
Kansas
watching it?
Probably like now. I didn't like the use of the diegetic music.
Boo.
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 But I
Steve
liked
When
it.
you
doesn't
when you
like
watched it for the first
fun.
time in the cinema, you didn't like it?
No, I didn't. I liked it. I just didn't like the
The blend.
clapping along to Queen, the dancing to Bowie, that sort of
You
stuff.
didn't like the horns that were playing the guitar?
They were really good.
The horns sound so much like guitars. It was amazing. I thought
can't
that was
teach that.
funny.
That's-
Yeah, that's just comes
You
natural.
gotta let these
Louis
directors
Armstrong.
take their dreams and make it so. You gotta take the risk, man. You got to praise
Yeah,
them
let
for
them
the
taking
change
the
the
reasoning
risk.
for it.
stars.
Yeah, I like it. I like why the director did it.
Hmm.
It was like a conscious choice.
Yeah, you knew 5 minutes into this movie, just sit down, enjoy your popcorn.
It's setting
And-
setting the tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
if it came like halfway through the movie, it'd be jarring. So,
Who the
first
hell
of all,
comes halfway through the movie.
first of all, Hose Nose, I'm thinking about want to check your mic. By the way, it sounds like it's coming through
Again?
the computer. Yeah, not through the mic. So while you figure that out,
Amateur hour.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about. I want to talk about. Oh, first of all, I don't remember when the first time I saw this movie. I remember owning this movie, and this is one of those movies where it during the Great Divorce and the great split of all the goods during the divorce, some movies were fought over, and this was one of them. I remember distinctly that who's going to get this movie. There was a few of them. Sherlock Holmes was in there. This movie, the ex-wife got this movie. I got the Sherlock Holmes, and I'm still angry because one of my favorite commentaries on a movie is listening to this commentary. At least Paul Bettany and the director were just talking about this and the behind the scenes stuff. You learn so much through the commentary. It's just so much fun. And I really wish I could go. I should have just borrowed it anyways. We're on good terms. But it's just
Well,
like
you could have just bought it again
Yeah,
on
just buy the
Blu-ray
movie.
and
Probably
really
cheap right
enjoy
now.
it.
I thought I owned it. I was going through the collection on the weekend. I'm like, oh crap, that's right. I don't have this movie.
Streaming on
Sherlock
Disney
Holmes.
Plus.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Is it really? I did not know that. I paid
that's
on
what I
YouTube.
watched. That's where I watched it.
And
think I
not
saw this
necessarily
on-
in Canada.
Okay, I went to Disney. I didn't see it. So
I watched it on
that's weird.
Netflix.
Oh,
you watched on Netflix. Then it's definitely not on Disney Plus here. So
wow.
oh well. But yeah, so I remember seeing this movie, but I don't remember when I first saw this movie, and I remember it being quite unique, and I loved it. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of the music. Like, this is typical stadium music, which I find very dull and boring. I will not listen to it on radio, but it works every time in this movie. I enjoy it. So
I want to clarify my statement about the music. I did like them using modern music throughout when it's in the background, right? I didn't like it when it's in universe. That's the
Well,
difference.
honestly, I don't think it was meant to be in I don't think they were trying to make out as if electric guitars were coming from
No.
trumpets. I think they overlaid it because if you look carefully, it's instead of bam bam clap, bam bam clap, it was actually a lot of people just going bam bam bam, bam bam bam, but they weren't singing "We Will Rock You."
Yes, the king was.
The king says, "We will rock you."
Yeah, he's singing the second time around. You can see him singing it. And
maybe that was a mistake because there was a lot of background action mistakes, man. There was a lot of staring at the camera. There was a lot of background mistakes.
Oh my gosh,
because they're all Czech.
Yeah,
they were from Prague, right?
Prague, yeah.
There's a fun fact about the scene. There's that one scene where Paul Bettany's giving his speech, and they're all dead silent. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
So dead silent, and then what's his face? Oh my gosh. Roland's like, yeah! That was the cue to get the audience cheering because they didn't understand a word he said. He was speaking in English. They didn't understand English. So get the crowd going. And that was his cue. So great comedy moment. Okay, so let's get into this part here because it's about the acronym. I learned a word today, anachronism. You guys know what an anachronism is?
Yeah.
I like to pretend I do.
Can you pretend to give me a definition?
No, I know what it means.
Okay. It's an error in chronology, a person or a thing that is chronologically out of place. And that's pretty much most of this movie in a way. When we talk about the music, for example, they're using music that is modern in this world. But I mean, when asked, this is on like a New York Times article or so, he was asked, well, why don't you use orchestral music? And he's like, there was no cellos or anything like that at this time. That was another 300 years.
This is all lutes.
Yeah. So what's the difference in
Tambourines.
using music that's 300 years old to music using 600 years old? There is no difference. So he went with
Take a risk. I like it.
Yeah. And he allowed other people on set to take a risk as well. I mean, you hear Alan Tudyk going, hello. I mean, that's very medieval, right?
That's very
So we have all these sort of things like anachronisms throughout the movie. And I want to ask you guys, was there anything that really worked or anything that didn't work for you when it came to these modern moments in this medieval world? Ask Cosnos.
Well, I already said my thing about the music, but I didn't. The other one was the love interest. What's her name? Jocelyn. Yeah. Just her outfits. They were the one especially where she's wearing that like hat.
Yeah. Camilla Parker Bowles looking thing.
Yeah, she should be like from the 1950s on like JFK's boat or something. But it didn't bother me. Like I didn't hate this movie as a result of that, but it was just one of those things like, all right, okay, yeah, got it. She's different.
Revealing clothes. The whole character itself was an anachronism. Like the fact that she's like speaking up for herself in a world where it's just, you don't do that.
I bet you she had pockets too.
I think she did actually. Wasn't she walking with
ladies still don't have pockets?
I don't think so. She didn't have underwear and she didn't have pockets. But did you hear the story about her though?
How she was discovered?
Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it then. We'll leave it.
No, go for it.
No. We'll continue. Then you can drop it as a golden fact.
No, do it right now.
I need to know.
No, but that's what makes it more exciting. Jamie.
Jamie, any anachronisms that stood out for you that worked or didn't work?
Yeah, the only thing that kind of took me out of the movie was Jocelyn's dresses. They just looked super modern.
And the hat.
And like, especially when you have her right next to her like handmaiden person who looks like she's wearing more like period appropriate attire. But like the music, it's fun. It sets a tone. It didn't bug me. Like when I saw the director's reasoning for it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. And it sets the movie apart a little bit, right?
Yeah. There were other movies doing that at the same time. You think of Shakespeare in Love. They were using more modern stuff within this.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
I watched it once, and Moulin Rouge. It was again a period piece with modern music, all kind of combined together. But it worked for that sort of movie. Steve 3, how about you?
All the stuff you guys are mentioning, you know, the costuming of her definitely makes you go, hang on a minute, what am I watching? And some of the quotes as well they were throwing out there didn't make a lot of sense for the medieval times as well, just referencing stuff that wouldn't have even happened at that point. I think Quasimodo was one of them, right? He was referencing Quasimodo. It's like,
yeah,
okay, but yeah, but again, not enough to detract you. You can still get through this movie with those things. There's a lot of other eye candy going on to keep you involved.
I'm trying to remember when did it come out? 1831. The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo in 1831. Yeah, that's a little bit off.
And all the Shakespeare references as well, right? Didn't they quote Shakespeare as well at some point?
I don't
he wouldn't have been around.
I know they were quoting the Bible a lot, but not Shakespeare. So for me, there's I did enjoy Love It. The dresses were kind of, you just take it with a grain of salt. But what did throw me out a little bit was the Nike swoosh on the armor.
The double Nike swoosh.
The double Nike swoosh. That one just seemed a little bit too commercial. Everything else, I mean, you can get away with modern music a little bit. You can get away with just the style, but the commercialism.
Was it? Sorry, Steve. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you think Nike paid for that?
That's what I don't know. That's what I was going to ask. Do you think it was just a nod to movies that have all the commercial branding in it? Do you think it was just them wink, wink, nudge, nudge, the first ever branding, in case anybody else wants it? Or do you think it was actually product placement? I don't know.
Yeah. Was it like Thor with the Dr. Pepper, or was it Wayne's World with the Pepsi? Which one was it?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a paid for promotion or... Yeah,
I want to hope that it was not paid for. That's my hope. But I mean, there's some other things in there that maybe you've missed. Did you see the London Eye, for example?
No, did not see the London Eye.
The London Eye was in there. It was in there. They pulled up. They're in London. This is near the end of the movie, and they pull up with a shot of all of London, and you see in the distance the London Eye right there. God. It's so covered though. It's hard to see with all the brown and gray and stuff. There was one thing. There was one quote that said they should for costumes they should look like they're the Rolling Stones during the 1972 tour. So that was the idea. They're young. They should look sexy and accessible. That was the costume maker's mentality. VJ Baby, by the way, says she loved the villagers rocking out to Queen. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that song, but it worked in this one. So, and Tony, just like Steve 3, just like Hosno says, I have to know. So please let us know. Just let us know.
You don't want to tell it. It's your rodeo, dude. I don't want to steal your thunder.
No, I got lots of facts. I want you to.
So I can't remember what her name was because
Shannon Sossaman.
Right, she didn't turn into one of the world's most leading actresses or anything, but she was discovered. She was the DJ at Gwyneth Paltrow's party or something like that, and she had this charisma about her which promoted them to give her a whirl, and apparently she just blew them all away on set. So she may have had a good thing to do with all the mixing of the music too, but. She was a dancer, moved to LA to pursue dancing, I guess, and see what she can do with her career. And out of nowhere, man, gets to be in this banger.
Yeah, her scene that she rehearsed for was the horse scene with the foxy lady and the moment where
follows her into the church.
Yeah, and the priest gives her his hand. And he goes, "Oh, those are lovely." That was her ad lib. She actually ad libbed that, and they're like, "Sold. You got the job." So, yeah, she's actually she was a DJ. She's into music now, I believe. I believe she's I can't remember the band, Exquisite Corpse, I think it is. She left the group after recording the first LP from Exquisite Corpse. So, provide vocals and drums for the band Warpaint. So There you go. Yeah,
she's playing at Gwyneth Paltrow's house this weekend.
Good luck to her. It's hard to compete after Coldplay. It's a tough crowd.
Well, imagine the smell of all the candles everywhere.
That's medieval.
characters. Let's talk about some of the characters here. Which ones? I think we're in agreement with for one particular that really stands out. But I'll ask Jamie, since you kind of mentioned him. Who are the characters that stood out to you in this movie?
And Paul Bettany is a scene stealer.
Yeah,
he's the best. Like it's the side characters. It's the whole ensemble of side characters. Like if I know I've already gone on about Paul Bettany, but I really liked the Prince as well. He wasn't in it a lot, but he had some really great lines.
The Prince of Wales. What is that actor's name?
the Black Prince.
Yeah.
The Black Prince was James Purefoy.
And I don't know what I've seen him in before, but I do recognize his face.
He's one of those guys. He's like a really good character actor that just pops up in random things, and you're just like, hey, it's that guy.
I think he was an evil agent. At some point.
He's King Randor, the upcoming Masters of the Universe movie.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's a lot of movies he's been in I've never heard of. V for Vendetta, I recognize.
Oh, that's where it is. V for Vendetta. Yeah, he's a detective.
Resident Evil, Vanity Fair, and then there's a whole bunch of other. John Carter. He was in John Carter. So
yeah, definitely seen him in a few other things there for sure.
Dude looks handsome and charming. Holy cow.
Is he British?
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure with all these. Yeah, he's from Taunton, England.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Steve's getting excited.
Did I pronounce it right?
Tottenham Hotspur.
Taunton. It looks like Taunton.
Tottenham.
So, it just says Taunton. So.
Taunton.
It's sorry.
I thought you said Tottenham. So Taunton.
Probably did, but I just.
Yeah,
I know my British accent.
I drove through Taunton a lot.
Where is Taunton?
It's on the west coast.
Oh, lovely.
Devon, Cornwall way.
Oh, looks lovely. The director really enjoyed him. There's this one scene near the end where he's telling William to take a knee. The director was like, I love that. I remember that from the commentary. He just loved that moment where he gives him a little wink and is like, take a knee. He got excited. So he was so good. He was so good. Steve 3, what about you? Any characters that stood out for you?
I think it's hard because they were like Guardians of the Medieval Galaxy, the little group, right? They were all there together. They all had a little bit of something to add to it. I really like the doo-doo Rufus. Is it?
Rufus.
He was an exceptional asshole as a bad character. Like he played it really well. And sometimes you got to give them the dues when you really don't like someone, but in the back of your mind, you kind of get where he's coming from. But he's coming from a shitty way, but he played it really well. He really did play it really well. So I have to give him a thumbs up.
He played bad so good. He had lots of parties during the filming. The rumor has it there were Russian mobsters at those parties too. So
those were real bags under his eyes. Okay, feud bags.
They'll look like a night after, definitely. Hosnose, what about you? Any characters that stood out for you?
I'm with Jamie on Chaucer, Paul Bettany. I thought he's great. I do remember, I think this is probably the first time I saw I just blanked on his name.
Alan Tudyk?
Yep, thank you. In anything before. And I thought he was hilarious. And again, it was like when I watched Die Hard and I thought Alan Rickman was German for the longest time. I thought Alan Tudyk was British.
Yeah.
Well, then you saw him as Steve the Pirate, and then you saw him.
Yeah. But he was great too. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right. Because I think I saw Dodgeball right after this, and then when I see him doing an English, like a American accent in Firefly, I'm like, oh, is he British? He's got a really good American accent. And Steve's thinking, oh, he's got a crappy British accent.
It was not crappy.
For me, all the people you mentioned, I did like Heath Ledger. He was good, but when you were surrounded by so many people like Alan Tudyk and Bettany, I'm just like, I enjoyed his performance was amazing. Like he sold a lot based on just his emotion, like the scene with his dad, and we'll get into scenes later, but it's just like he knows how to sell it. And we, it's hard to talk about him without, talking about his is passing, but this is one of my favorite. This is, if not the favorite movie with him in it. Like this is my favorite of a Heath Ledger movie by far. So, but what about some of these side characters? Jamie, was any of the smaller characters that connected with you or that you enjoyed?
I liked Kate. She was really the blacksmith.
Yeah.
She in a crew that is all kind of a bunch of clowns. I feel like she was playing it mostly straight, and yeah, it added to the ensemble in a really nice way. I liked it a lot. Like she had a bit of a heavy story when they get into it with her about her husband, and as they're writing the letter. Yeah, and just, I mean, again, her being a blacksmith, even that was a little bit anachronistic, but she was a really fun character, and I enjoyed
Wasn't
it.
she introduced
She was
as
a
a farrier
farrier.
first?
Yeah, she was
What's
a
that?
farrier. She does horseshoes.
Yeah,
That's why they say go to the farrier.
Yeah. I really enjoyed her performance. I was so happy. I remember this when I first watched the movie. I was so happy she didn't have a love interest with any of the crew.
Mhm.
She was just one of the family. And that's all it was. Because, still in the 2000s, we're still not writing for women very well. We're trying our best. You can tell Sussman's character is standing up for her rights, but you can tell it's written by men. But it's just like with this character, it seemed like they really wanted to just be part of the family rather than try to get involved, just be the mother of the family or something like that. It was I really enjoyed her. I loved her moment where Heath is at the stocks and she's standing there with two hammers in her hand, like, come fight me.
Like the
great.
armorer from Mandalorian.
Yeah, exactly. What about sorry,
did any of you guys watch Breaking Bad?
No.
She's in Breaking Bad, right? That's what I read.
She plays Lydia, who's like this uptight business lady and everything. So it was kind of interesting to see her, like, obviously well before that and in a completely different role. So
is she from England or she's from Glasgow?
Glasgow.
I
think it's part of England, right?
It's Scotland.
Don't say that around Scottish people.
Yeah.
They have their own independent way of life.
I'm just kidding because I care.
God, she's got a long filmography as well, and television. That's fantastic. Yeah. Steve 3, what about you?
I thought all the characters were well-rounded. I think when you get such good people playing these characters, they've got good characters to play. Do you know what I mean? They're not just a sidekick at some point. Every one of them had something to do with this story, which I thought was really well done. And so they weren't, I don't know, they didn't seem like background characters to me. Yes, there was the main character. Yes, there was the love thing going on, if that's what it was. But I think it's hard to pick out, like, that they all needed to be there. Do you know what I mean? They all added something, and without some of them, it wouldn't have worked. So I don't really have a favorite of them. I think, like I said, they were the Guardians of the Medieval Galaxy. They needed to be together, and they went to do their adventures. I think what I liked about it is because each one of them was like, shove it to the man type attitude. It's like, yeah, this is bullshit. That if we're good at this, we're good at this. Doesn't matter if you're noble. Doesn't matter if you're from wealth. Doesn't matter if you've got royal blood. Yeah, let's show them. Let's do it. Let's have some fun with this and stick it to them. And I think that once they got cracking on it, they enjoyed it, and I like that. So the whole gang, to me, deserve a round of applause in rapturous clapping.
I do have to do a special shout out to the character called Germaine. That was Adamar's speechwriter, I guess, sidekick. He would the
creepy guy that was giving sexy eyes to everyone.
He's trying so hard to be trying so hard to be Chaucer, so hard, and they're screwing with him, flashing the light in his eyes. But in the end, he's like, he's applauding William at the end, and he kind of figures out, because he's probably seen some shit, like hearing what Adamar did and how he got kicked out of the army because of his behavior. all the oldest traditions and all the newest ways or something like that. Is just like he's seen some stuff. So I kind of liked his character and how he's trying so hard. I liked it. So
that was the one character that Ellie kind of picked out of nowhere when we were watching it. She can notice that you see his story in the background as a background character, as something that wasn't super important. But you see subtle nods to him all the way through. I didn't notice him, but
he has a little bit of growth, and that's
exactly
that's really cool.
Yeah,
he's given very little, but does a lot with it. So, all right. So, I want to talk about scenes here, and I'm probably going to mix scenes and quotes together because some of them, when you have scenes that are done by an author, it just goes hand in hand with the quotes. Like, for example, anything that Paul Bettany does is so well written and so beautifully written at times that it's hard not to separate. But I'll start with Hose Nose. What moments or scenes from the movie did you really enjoy?
Well, you already touched on it. It was when Chaucer first introduces him. That whole amped up thing and Baron von Liechtenstein, that whole thing. I thought it was awesome. And actually, when I told Amy we were watching this, she just bust into that Baron von Liechtenstein just out of the blue. So yeah, that's landed pretty good. So
he was before the movie started, Bettany was told to check out some WWE and WCW wrestling events where I think who's the famous voice?
Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Yeah,
guy?
Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy. It's blanking on me. He did WCW for years. I used to watch it, and so he was Let's Get Ready to Rumble, and he wanted him to go check him out. He didn't. So he was basing his performance based on how the director told him to do it. It's like it sounds like this. Do this.
It was more boxing to me than wrestling. Because wrestling is all about flames and fireworks and music, whereas boxing, they build up the titles, they build up this, that, and the other, and then they do that whole elongated entrance more than wrestling in my mind. But
well, he did both. I wish I could remember his name, and if somebody in the chat remembers, but he did both boxing and wrestling. WCW grabbed him to just focus on entering Hulk Hogan anytime he came in for a main event sort of thing. So, good fun. Jamie.
I love the scene that you kind of get. It's kind of introducing the crew at the start when the original knight dies, and just the lines, the acting, everything, and just Alan Tudyk's character Watt just being in total denial about him being dead because they're so close to winning, and then the herald for the tournament or whatever comes up and says, like, you guys need to come out. And Alan Tudyk is just kicking the shit out of his dead body.
That scene that stayed with me through the whole movie because it's like, what happened? They were seen kicking him, and then they leave with the money and they sell the trophy. Wouldn't that be a side story that they're being hunted for the death of this obviously rich, royally appointed person that can?
Yeah, maybe they hid the body really well. Who knows?
Nobody knows what anybody looks back.
Yeah,
I guess
you strip him down. He's already shite himself.
Yeah,
so he's probably bruised up to hell. He looks like just another one of them, the peasants or so. But I like the start of it on that scene where one of them, they got nose plugs in, and he takes it out and he makes sure to say, this is right, left, right. And then just now put it in the right nostril because that's important. You got to make sure the left goes in the left, right goes in right. Right.
As long as you don't pull an idiocracy and get the one that goes in your bum and your nose.
Steve, sorry, who did I just ask? That was Jamie.
Me.
Steve, go ahead.
Scenes?
Yeah.
I like the bent helmet scene. I like the scene where he first fights and he gets a wallop in the face, and the next thing you see is just this crushed in helmet, and it tied in so well to him not being able to reveal who he was. But just the way he was just like bunched up inside of that bent helmet was kind of cool. That one made me chuckle.
Are we live?
You tell me.
It says on my screen to go live.
Oh, did we stop?
I
probably ruined it.
Go on. I'm watching it right now on YouTube. We're going.
We're good. Okay, my screen
Yeah,
says we're not going right now.
I
My
don't
screen
see any.
says it says to go live. If somebody down in chat, but if you see us, give us a little wave first of all, Jamie. Just give a wave.
Oh, Tony says yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
good.
I apologize because my screen says to go live. It's not, the timer's not going. I was freaking out a bit. Thank
Jamie,
you.
is your timer going?
Nope, mine. I checked like 20 minutes ago because mine also says go live. So I checked YouTube real quick, and we're good.
Okay. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
Maybe we're just live for Tony.
I think it's
maybe he hijacked us, and this is Tony's personal channel.
We've been hacked.
It's funny because it says it hasn't. Okay, sorry. It says it hasn't recorded yet. It's like, and Hozos is not even in the room, so that's why I'm a little concerned
every
here.
Episode.
Wow.
Yeah. So I hope we can. I hope I can get the audio off of this one, or else we don't have an episode for Saturday.
They can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll figure out something. There's got to be a way.
Yeah, we definitely got.
It's a private show. Dance Monkeys.
I love it.
That's all. Don't tell me. Bettany. We're being nude, and you won't be able to know what's going on from the waist down.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I just had a small heart attack. It's like the good old days, Steve. Remember those days when I had to check?
I forgot to press record.
Forgot to hit record.
Has anyone got a cable?
I need a new or the memory card is full.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm just like. All right.
I've got PTSD.
Have no fear. If we're live, it will always be on YouTube. So we can just say, hey, get over to YouTube.
Tony, don't be sorry. You're saving my life here. This is good. Okay. Fun fact about the helmet. Remember the very first scene where the guy gets nailed in the head with the lance, and they're kind of got the intro? That dude got nailed and was unconscious in that scene. That was a legit hit. And they said, well, we got to put it in. The guy sacrificed. There's a lot of people hurt. Yeah. But the lances were scored so they can break easily. And they filled it with pasta. Yeah. So you can see it flutter.
You mean the exploding lances wasn't natural?
Didn't they make lances out of pasta?
I thought so. That's what I thought. Fettuccine.
In Italy. That's
or was it all just sugar and shoe polish?
It was the Italian lances for sure.
Sugar and shoe polishing, that made me laugh. Where she's like, "Oh, it's made from sugar and shoe black," and then he like breaks it, and I was thinking,
in front of everyone.
Took her like 3 weeks to make or something.
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It looked really well made.
I think that was the test one. That was the test one because she only had a like, tiny little end, a broken.
Yeah,
that was a test one. But where did she get the shape of the fist from? That's what I don't
know. Forge it, I guess.
I'll just use this. I'll use this implement I have lying around in my bedroom.
She used her own hands. That's what it was.
Oh boy.
Scenes for me.
I share Jamie's eyes. Scenes for Rob. Save us, Rob.
It's. I will talk about when we first meet Chaucer, and he's walking naked down the street or down the road. And so he talks him into joining their gang, and there's Alan Tudyk just giving him the old warning. He says, "Betray us, and I will fong you until your insides are out, your outsides are in, your entrails will become your extrails. I will, pain, lots of pain." Beautiful.
Do you know what that scene reminded me of?
What's that?
You remember when we did Clue?
Yeah. Oh, yes. What's the face?
The flames. Yeah, it reminded me of that.
That's great. I love it. To fong means to kick, apparently. It's an old ancient word. So ancient, like maybe 300 years old or longer. But it means to kick. Obviously, the English was not the same in this movie as it was back in the day, but there you go. Hose Nose, your turn.
You just took it. But no, actually, a small little one was the scene where Chaucer's and trying to teach him to dance, and he's like 1 and 2 and what doesn't lead? He follows like a girl, and cracking him in the face. And then I think he went like another round, and then what's her name? Kat took over.
Yeah.
He did get another dig in at Watt though.
Oh, yeah,
I can't remember what the setup was, but he's like, Watt still hits like a girl.
Jamie.
I love just the kind of going off yours, Rob, but just the opening dialogue with Chaucer as he's just walking down the road naked, and he's so casual. He's like, morning, just pets a horse, morning, and just the dialogue going into trudge. What are you doing? Trudging? And he goes into the definition of trudging, and yeah, it's just that whole speech was amazing. A great intro for that character.
To trudge the slow, weary, depressing yet determined walk of a man who has nothing left in life except the impulse to simply soldier on.
Soldier on. Yeah.
I took an involuntary vow of poverty.
Were you robbed? Great. Yeah. Yes, but also at the same time a resounding no.
That's great. Steve 3.
I like the scene when he gets his new armor, his new lightweight, the precursor to carbon fiber, I guess. But when he's walking along and they're all laughing at him because he's got his swanky, right? It's just
Wasn't
very
it just like a steel alloy where
it must be like a Damascus
cast
steel
iron or something.
She did something to it. She treated it so well that it became stronger than any other steel out there. Whatever it is they make it of, but they're all booing him and they're all laughing at him because of his trendy new armor, and you can see everyone in the background struggling with 3 people to put them on the horse, and he literally just goes stirrup up and on, and they all go quiet, and they're all looking at it, and he's like, I kind of like that scene, so that's one of my favorite ones.
A lot of the armor was obviously not accurate to the time. I mean, I think I heard this one podcaster who I'll mention later mention it. It would have been like refrigerators on horses. That's what it was like, what it should have been like. And obviously they wanted to make them look more like hockey pads and such. I'll add one in here. So cockadoodle once, I shall not deny him. Cockadoodle twice, I shall not deny him. Cockadoodle thrice, I deny him. I have no idea what that's about. I don't know why he's talking about.
There was a lot of gibberish in this
Bible. That's the Doubting Thomas, I think. It's from the Bible.
Is it really?
Yeah, or Peter. Okay. Peter, I don't know. I'm not a good Christian. It's Peter or something, I think. He's like, I think Jebus says to him, you'll deny me before the rooster crows 3 times or something like that.
Okay. All right. I just found it funny. This guy's talking to 3 people on the side of a river about cock-a-doodle-doo. It just made me laugh. So, host, how about you? Anything else?
I think you guys have already touched on what I had on my notes. Okay. There was a lot of good stuff, but yeah, you've already rattled them all off.
I liked when they were making the bet with the Frenchman in the bar. That was great because it felt like, and I'm not a soccer fan by any stretch of the imagination, but that's what it felt like. It felt like supporters from 2 different teams arguing about who's going to win in the pub.
And that's exactly what they were trying to do with the chant at the end of it. And the
chant is great. Yeah. He's blonde. He's pissed. He'll see you in the list, Liechtenstein.
Yeah. It's like the referee one. He's fat. He's round. He bounces on the ground. Who is he? Referee.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Gilderland. That's good. C3.
I'm going to cut back to one we briefly mentioned for other reasons, but the mirror in the face. I love that one. Where they were just blinding him and he was trying to talk, and it was just putting him off so much, and he was trying to get rid of it. That was just so funny because it's something that you would just do. Anyone would just do. It was so funny.
I have here written down before I knew his name. I go, Brent Spiner trying to be Chaucer. It looked like the Data from Star Trek. Wanted to ask you guys before we can go on a little bit here, but I want to ask you guys how you felt about that scene. You were talking about you're talking about this moment where he's trying to show his love to Jocelyn, and this is one of the scenes that actually bothers me the most of this whole movie. It just pisses me off how to show his love, he's going to lose, and it's a constant barrage of just bangs and bangs and bangs. It seems like
he could have died.
Yes, Yeah, and it seems like there's more bangs. Like he should have lost or something like that. I don't know how he got to the finals after being hit with all those shots to the chest. I mean, there were some funny moments where, the three of them are standing there and they're getting peppered with pasta and wood chips, and she just catches that lance out with one hand, nonchalant. But hose nose, I want to feed off your frustration a little bit here. What was that scene like? What was that scene like for you? Just the fact that she was kind of like, oh, you have to lose to win my heart.
Yeah, I thought that was a little stupid. And what actually, not from her perspective, I thought it was stupid from his perspective that he'd basically just fuck over all these people who have helped him to get here, just to prove to a girl that he likes her. Like
time and time again, though, right? Everything he did was for his own vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that bugged me that way. And
that's a good point, Steve, because I mean, we don't see we see some of it like at the beginning where he's like, I should be riding the horse. You don't want to see my squires riding the horse, but they sacrifice everything for him. I mean, when you think of it, when he's going to the stocks, they're going to the stocks. I was a little surprised when I remember watching the first movie for the first few times. Why weren't they up for death as well? Because
I think it's because Rufus didn't give a shit about those guys. He wanted brutal revenge on this dude. His main focus was that dude, and that's all he cared about. He didn't see anything else but revenge on him.
Yeah.
And it was all because he withdrew from a tournament? Was that why he's so angry?
No, he was angry that he was getting the eyes of affection from the lady.
No. Why Heath Ledger was so angry. He wanted to I gotta get this guy.
But funny you say that. One of the scenes that's not a favorite scene of mine, is one I cannot figure out, is that scene where she comes over to make small talk with him after a night of dancing, and he's a giant fucking asshole towards her. And it came out of nowhere, and it didn't make any sense to me. He was vicious.
He was pissed because why am I blanking on
Adamar?
Exactly.
Adamar. Adamar was called away to the war. So he's pissed that Adamar wasn't in the tournament.
Again,
he's being a giant prick to her, though.
Right. Vain as hell, all about him.
Yeah.
And even the thing that everyone's laying their life down on, he goes and shits the bed on. He goes and royally screws that up. And for almost schoolboyish reasons. It's ridiculous.
That's such a good point, because he also, he withdraws himself from the sword competition, even though that's what he's best at. And his friends are saying,
make money.
That's your guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, but there's more glory in jousting. He's kind of a selfish prick.
Yeah. Immature as well. Definitely. I mean, she says it very well. There's one of the lines I did enjoy that she says, better a silly girl with a flower than a silly boy with a stick.
Horse and a stick.
Horse and a stick.
And not just one horse. Didn't you remember the rule that if you dehorse someone, you gain their horse? Mm-hmm. That guy would have had a fucking stable. There were dudes bouncing off their horses left, right, and center.
We know they're just eating them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're eating well.
Wada's definitely eating them.
They opened up
before they're dead. He's chewing on them. Yeah.
The medieval food truck of the tournament. Yeah.
He's just chasing the horses around with some peppermint cream.
Half the stand have got turkey legs, the other stand have got horses' legs.
Yeah,
big honk that he rests on his shoulder as he eats away. There was that one scene near the end where it's like, how would you beat him? Adamar's asking, how would you beat him? He goes, with a stick. He slept.
Yeah.
That's great. I do want to talk about the ending because I like first of all, this whole movie, I'm enjoying, I'm laughing, I'm enjoying it. And then when he meets his dad, I'm broken up. It's such a beautiful, and then his
dad sold him.
Well, his dad sent him off to live a better life.
Yes.
He didn't sell it. I don't think he made any money off of it.
He didn't look like he made any money off of it.
But Dad, how am I going to get home? Follow your feet, son.
Right?
See ya.
Figure it out.
I'm out.
Okay.
Teaching self-reliance.
Okay. Go off with a strange dude who wants to see if you've got any teeth left. and then they'll drift off. You still got any teeth in there? We can do something about that.
That's the single criteria. You got any teeth, boy?
Yeah.
Ooh, Jesus Christ, calm down, Hannibal.
You
Lecter.
strong? Can you resist me? No. Okay, you'll do. Go to the back and show him what he needs to do.
Yeah.
I thought he was giving him a better life. That's what I
Yeah,
thought. And actually,
that's what I got
Steve,
too.
this is what I want. One of the things I wanted to ask you if I had time, but now
No, we didn't do that in England, Rob.
Well, Harry Potter
Wasn't
I
real.
think of Harry. No, but the whole idea of Harry Potter, the whole idea of A Christmas Carol, they send him out to school and then they come back once a year, maybe, to visit the family. And I see it now as a teacher. I see lots of
boarding
families.
school, Rob.
I see children being sent out to another country for a year, for 2 years, just to learn and come back with an education. It's not new. In fact, I thought this was more of a common thing in England. Just send them out and then
No,
bring
I don't
them
think
back.
they send them to different countries, etc. I think if you're rich beyond, not going into a public school system, you would send them off to a boarding school, an all boys boarding school, an all girls boarding school. But it all had to do with money. Even with me growing up, if you had the money, you would go to a boarding school for boys and you'd wear a blazer and a hat. Whereas if you didn't have money, like me, you would just go to the local high school and you'd wear a shirt and a sweatshirt with a tie and a pair of shorts, no hat, no blazer. And that's how you told the kids apart downtown. The ones that played rugby and had blazer, and the ones that wore shorts and a shirt, which we could take the tie off and play footy with 2 jackets as a goalpost. But yeah, the boarding school was definitely, I would say, for the rich or the people with money, not necessarily rich. But they wouldn't send them off to foreign countries to get educated.
Yeah, but about
Yeah,
600
like
years ago, though.
It felt like the knight.
I wasn't there then.
The knight was doing him a favor.
Yeah,
by taking this scrawny little kid on to take him on adventures and teach him how to be a knight. Yeah, I definitely didn't get that William was sold to Sir Smells Like Shite.
Ooh, and that reminds me, Rob.
yeah.
Who was that knight?
That was Little John. That was
I
Little
thought
John.
about you immediately, Rob.
Yes,
and
I was
not
so happy
favorably.
from Kevin Costner,
Yep.
Prince of Thieves. Yeah, I was so
But
happy.
we got to see the younger versions of the sidekicks as well, which was fun. And that's
the Roland guy looked like Roland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why was there such? Because we didn't really learn why there was such disdain for somebody that has passed away, unless I missed it. But they were
hungry,
right? But was he just not a good person? And then all that thing you were just saying, Jamie, about him getting a better life, he wasn't given a better life, and he should have been angry with his dad at that point. Because if the person that's been looking after them and is their source of food and shelter dies in a pile of shit, and all they do is just kick him around because they have
only Watt kicked him around though.
They didn't stop him, Rob.
It felt like, I don't remember the knight's name, but it felt like he wasn't well respected. He wasn't particularly successful. Like, he strikes you more as like a hedge knight type thing, where like he's taking on a kid from Cheapside as a squire because he doesn't have a proper squire. He has armor that looks like an antique to all the other knights.
Yeah.
Again,
so he's kind of on the low
choice.
end of the scale of knights.
Was it the same night though? Was it definitely the same night that he handed him off to? We know that for sure. Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
They had a different actor in the first to the end. They didn't use the same character, but a same physical actor.
Well, we didn't see a face either, did we? Really?
Well, they
No,
covered
that's
it. All
fair.
you see is the mouth,
Yeah,
but it
that's
wasn't. It wasn't his mouth either. But yeah, I agree with Jamie. Yeah, he was not. He was like a D-level knight.
So like, why, like, the Watt and Roland and William were all hungry. Like, Watt had said he had gone 3 days without eating. This was while the knight was alive.
Yeah.
So like, they were clearly not winning a lot in the tournaments. So like, yeah.
But even when they said that, because when the other dude was like, I want to get home. Did he say, I want to get home and see my wife? The older one?
Roland?
Yeah.
No, he.
Yeah, I thought he said he had a wife.
So he must have left. So when he was that young, they must have gone home at some. That's why I couldn't figure out. I couldn't figure out all the lineage to their story, because he said
Roland
he wanted to go home.
He hadn't been back to London for 5 years.
Right.
So he'd been back before then,
Right.
like as an adult. But yeah, he had been away for 5 years.
Did he have a wife?
I thought
Did
he
he
said
say
wife.
that?
I thought he mentioned having a night.
Yeah,
It
I
was
heard-
pretty
I heard
nice
wife.
with the sidekick of Christina, the helper of Jocelyn. They were like making eyes a lot of the time.
There's
think that's in
medieval
your head.
times, Rob. There's medieval
It
times.
is crazy sending kids out with teeth without teeth.
It's just shared life experience of having to serve a pompous, selfish prick.
And let's face it, they're all going to be dead by the time they're 38.
Right?
That was the part 2. They all lived happily ever after
Was
for
it
a week,
Black
and then he
Plague?
died of infection for the
Yeah.
raw steel that was in his
Somebody
shoulder
stepped on
blade.
a rusty nail.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
it.
Well, that we were joking about that off air. Me and Jamie.
Yeah.
That wound, first of all, healed miraculously.
It
After
looked like he
won.
got shot by a BB gun.
And it was
Yeah.
it was BB gun, paintball
Yeah.
gun.
Yeah.
It was like right there. That's it. So
But
I
it was
did. I did want to talk about the ending though. It is like one of my favorite endings in a movie because it's obviously it's over the top. He's just take off the armor, lash it to my arm, scream out his name.
How does that help though? How does tying it to your arm
It's
help your
basically-
shoulder lift it?
He
doesn't- he
mentioned
doesn't-
not being able to grip it.
Yeah, he couldn't grip it, and so if you
Yeah.
just lash it, he can just at least cradle it without the muscles, without having to hold on to it. Just attach it to his arm.
Get that, but I don't get that. I mean, bodies don't work that way. You don't get skewered in the shoulder and your hand can't grip. You can't lift it, right?
Muscles.
He had to drop it because he couldn't lift it because of his shoulder, and then strap it to my arm, and I can do this now.
Well, listen, the way a
And he was-
lightsaber works is that
No.
when you put it on,
And he,
No.
he rode the horse with no armor, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
He gets a lance in the chest.
yeah, he's dead.
There's exploding spaghetti all over.
He
the
doesn't get
place.
hit at all.
No,
Because the other guy decides to
Pasta
miss him
sauce.
on that run.
But yet his lance exploded.
Pasta
Because I was
sauce
watching-
everywhere.
the
Yeah.
bad guys?
No,
they
I don't
both
remember that.
explode. They
He
both
didn't take a
explode.
hit when he wasn't wearing armor.
No, he didn't take a hit.
No.
Well, in the way it was filmed, it
How
looked
many
like
gummies
Yes.
did you have when you
I
watched this
agree with
movie?
you, Hozos, because the way it was filmed, you see like he hits that ground after the moment, and you see the fist of the end of the lance go spinning across the ground,
Yeah.
which implies that it was broken. Although maybe
He
He
fell
could have
on
hit
it.
the ground and broke
could-
off. Like he
could've-
busted it with his bare hand.
Maybe
I mean,
they
what is made of
touched.
spaghetti?
Maybe they touched tips.
Oh,
and they exploded.
That'll
before.
do it.
But
Don't
he had a
touch
That's
stronger tip.
that's the director's cut.
yeah, well, there you go. Exactly. But I did enjoy the ending. It was one of my favorite scenes where he falls off the horse and just stops, and he's sitting there floating above the ground by about maybe a foot.
Like
And they all
Gladiator.
just and they all just look down at him. And it's the scene is just so good. It's like, you have been weighed, you have been measured, and you absolutely have been found wanting. And he's just, welcome to the new world.
I was half expecting Tudyk to turn around and just let rip. But everyone else runs away, and he just turns around, teabags
Just-
him and lets rip.
Drop a fart in his
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah.
Oh, Tony
Uh,
sold it. Tony sold it for us. Tony's saying if your tendon was broken under your arm, depending on where everything underneath it wouldn't work. There you go. Tony solved it. And that's what it was. It was a tendon breaker.
Science.
Now explain to us how lightsabers work, Tony.
Midichlorians.
Metachlorians.
That's not
That's
how
exactly
it
how it
works.
works. But one of my favorite, I well up every time I see it. It's so beautiful, and I just have so much fun. We're gonna wrap this up.
Oh, that was your scene. Sorry, we just went
no,
on
that's
about
okay. No,
how
it's-
terrible the scene, how terrible the dad was.
I don't
But that's your
care if you
favorite
hate it.
scene.
It's so beautiful. Like the father scene in this scene is just like, and did my son follow his feet? You know, it's just like, oh my God. As a dad, that just kills me. Just kills me every time. So I want to ask you guys the rating now. So because we're gonna rate this movie. We'll start with Hose Nose. What do you
No.
give this movie?
Why do you start with me?
Because I want to end well.
Oh,
He should.
well, I guess I'll up my 3 to a 3.5 then. No,
Three?
I gave
You-
no.
are
I
you
gave it a
succumbing to
7.
peer pressure?
I gave it a 7 exploding lances. I probably given it more, but I don't know if you guys talked about this. This was way too long of a movie. This is 2
It
hours
was
and
a
12
bit long.
minutes,
Yeah.
and it dragged in parts.
Yeah.
Especially the part with the dad.
Yeah.
That was way too long. Sorry,
Dad,
Rob.
it was like about 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Out of a 2 hour and 12-minute movie, there's
No, I think it dragged with Jocelyn.
yes,
at
there
times.
were a lot of scenes where it just slowed right down,
Yeah.
and that's why I only gave it a 7.
I'm honestly surprised you gave it that high. I'm
surprised that I like a movie that you've recommended.
I'll take it. It's a win.
We were over this before you joined Hose Nose. This was a pretty safe choice.
Safe bet, yeah. We did give Rob some grief about that one.
I wasn't too sure, and honestly, I wasn't too sure how you would feel about it, Hose Nose, because
because I'm the grump.
No,
we don't pick for Steve.
Because you and me have different styles of movies at times. So
we all do.
Well, gosh, I guess you and me and everybody else here has different styles of movies. I was surprised when you guys said this was a safe movie because because for some people, like the modern takes in this old movie can just like turn people off.
But that's what I like about it. That's why I liked about it.
Tony uses D-cell batteries in his lightsabers, by the way. So that's how his lightsaber works. All right. So sorry, what was that again? I had it written down. Seven.
Seattle.
Okay, Steve 3.
I was going in with a 6.5, but there really isn't that much wrong with it. So I bumped it to 7 because I did appreciate the risks that were taken with the blending of the music. And I've mentioned several times how well every single one of the characters kind of came across and played a part. And you can watch it. You can watch it to the end. It's definitely not one that I'm going to run out and buy so I can watch it all the time. But it's a pretty well-made movie, man. But it doesn't tick all the boxes that I would normally. I was going to go with like a 6.5, but I think it deserves a 7. But there are definitely some things that I just didn't get about it, but it didn't turn me off.
All right, Jamie.
It is 7 spaghettis out of 10 for me. Solid movie for sure. Like this was a happy rewatch for me. And it's such an easy movie to sit down and watch. Like it's so fun. It's pretty heartwarming and happy. Like the dancing, except for the scene with the dad, everything else is great.
I know he doesn't mean it like that, Rob. He just means everything was upbeat.
Yes, he does.
But it was well made, man. Like
how do I know it's sarcasm, Jamie?
Yeah. I think you have to give a shout out.
Can I say that?
No.
Oh, okay. That's why I asked.
We have to give a shout out to the stunt performers though, and the people that brought it to life because they didn't hold back. I'm sure a lot, like Rob said, a lot of people got hurt with it, and they didn't hold back. There was no fake horses. There was no, fake this, that, and the other. Of course, they're not going to use real stuff. They're not going to use real swords. They're not going to use fully blown, accurate armor. You got to film this shit, man. It takes forever. It's not like it was just a one-day joust. So yeah, you got. They did a pretty good job, and that's why.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's why you got to give it.
They seem to enjoy themselves.
Look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did seem to enjoy themselves when going back and looking at behind the scenes stuff. It was funny. The director actually lost his 2 front teeth when he was goofing around with Bettany. And I think there was like a lamp post or something like that went to his mouth. And yeah, so I think it was a lamp. It was like a lamp or something. They were just goofing around and yeah, he damaged his mouth. So
that's where you got a second nude scene. Bastard. That's it. We're going to see the back of your penis.
So I give this an 8.5. I really, really enjoy this movie. I forgot how much I love this movie. And I think I want to go buy it again and just watch the commentary. I wish I think I've said this a number of times. I really wish we could have a commentary choice when watching movies, because some of the best parts of learning about a movie is listening to the director and some of the actors just talk about it while it's playing. And I wish we had that option like Disney Plus or something like that. But I'm going to probably buy the DVD again. Just kind of rewatch it.
Go out and get the Steelbook, put it on your PS5, watch it in 4K, and select your director's commentary.
Yeah. Tony, give it 8.5. I love that. Yay, Tony. Thank you. Yeah. Great minds think alike. So there you go. With that, we're going to wrap it up next week. Oh, sorry. I apologize. We got to figure out who's watching the movies, whose choice is next here. I believe it is Steve 3.
Ooh, let me just go to my list of choices.
Yeah,
here.
we had to restart the order again because I screwed up the last time. So it's Steve.
Yeah, you just went, Steve. Hold your horses.
Then Jamie.
Well,
then
you
me.
went twice.
I just went before you once.
Oh, okay. I don't do math.
I screwed up the order, so I restarted the order. So yeah, Steve 3, then Hose Nose, then Jamie, then myself. So Steve 3, what's next on the list here? What movie would you like to pick?
Well, seeing if we've gone so far into like the 2000s on this one, I'm going to try and roll us back into the Generation X zone of the 90s. But I'll bring us in. I'll bring us in gradually. So just on the cusp, just on the rim, because we mentioned this movie a couple of weeks ago, and we may have done it already, and I forgot. But I want to watch this again, and I've been holding off, waiting for my go. But then Steve got angry, and I had to wait even longer. But
wow, how do you spell passive aggressive?
I want to get
with an S.
I want to get another viewing of Small Soldiers from 1998.
We have not reviewed that movie. I know for a fact. So that's interesting. I remember working at Toys R Us.
We were talking about some of the voice actors or something, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and it just triggered me to want to watch it again. I've been holding off, waiting for my turn, so I got an excuse to watch it.
Done. Small Soldiers it is. We'll see that in a couple of weeks. Next week, though, we are talking about our favorite Star Wars vehicles. We haven't talked about this, and I'm actually very surprised we haven't talked about this. So we're going to discuss on our next podcast for the week after. This one's not live; this will be pre-recorded. But our favorite Star Wars vehicles. I was inspired by watching Steve 3's unboxing on the DL44, and you know what? I thought let's talk about it. So we're going to talk about it. So that being said, Hose Nose, where can we find you?
Hose Nose Paints on the gram, as the kids say, for all your mediocre D&D figs. And you can check us out on Letterboxd, where you can see the proper list of all the movies we've reviewed. You can search Hose Nose or Generation X-Wing Podcast on there, and you'll find the lists.
Why do you keep saying like that?
Because it makes Jamie laugh.
Every time.
Steve 3, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Shitspeckle Muppet Fart, Steve 3D. And then you can also find me at the weekends on Saturday mornings, mostly unboxing toys. Again, Micro Galaxy Squadrons, mostly ships, to be fair. But mostly Star Wars toys are coming out of their boxes. The big redo's coming. If I get time in this next week, I'm taking out all these shelving units behind me and I'm putting up some new shelves and finally showing off all my toys like they should be. And it should be good fun. And yeah, I look forward to that.
Steve's missing his two front teeth for a second there. Jamie, where can we find you?
You can find me right here on the Generation X-Wing Podcast YouTube channel. Here on Thursday, every other Thursday, and then every Tuesday on my Ghostbusters focus segment, Ready to Believe. So,
and also for those that didn't know, me and Jamie did a sneak attack and did a surprise unboxing show for over 2 hours last week.
That was fun.
2 hours. Wow.
We didn't tell anyone.
Fun.
We didn't tell anyone. Jamie stole the keys from Rob, took over the ship, and we went to town, man.
Dude, that was so much fun.
There's nakedness.
Just fill up the car when you're done with it. That's all I ask. So
I may or may not have wrapped it around a tree. Sorry, Rob. Don't be mad. But yeah, this coming Tuesday will be another unboxing, Ghostbusters unboxing with Hose Nose. And then the following Tuesday, we are interviewing a person that worked on Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Very cool. As for me, the Adam Room Rookie Show on YouTube, as well as the Adam Rookie on Instagram and Facebook. Hopefully you can hope you enjoy something there of our trooping fun. And also every once in a while I live stream some video games. Almost finished Power Washing Simulator 2. So I might be doing that tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see what goes on. I think I'm on the last level. So yay, Power Simulator 2. I know everybody loves it. Yay. But that being said, we will talk to you next week where we're talking about Star Wars vehicles, some of our favorites. And then after that, Small Soldiers. Steve 3's hosting. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Now, for those who are going live here, I have to do the intro for this one. So this is what episode was this? Steve 3 still waving goodbye.
485.
45.
How are you going to stop the stream if it doesn't give you permission?
I don't know. I'm literally thinking about that right now. So, okay, let's try it out here. It is episode 485 of the Generation X-Wing podcast, and we are talking about A Knight's Tale. So stay tuned.
Gar.
You have been
measured. Pirate.
Steve the Pirate. We're talking about A Knight's Tale.
Gar.
Gar. Okay, let's see if this ends properly. It says to go live. I'm going to press it anyways and see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, I got no timer on my end or anything. Nothing.
Yeah, mine in the corner says scheduled where the timer normally is.
Same here. And I'm looking.
Me too.
As I'm looking at the YouTube channel, I am blurry as hell.
Yeah,
every time I look on StreamYard, Steve's blurry as hell. Steve 3. So I don't know what's going on now.
Wow.
So let's hit the button, see what happens. We'll talk to you later. Let's see here. It says to go live. We are now live. Now I end the stream.